Hey guys, I thought we would try something different. What I'm going to do when I can is I'll just do a one file instead of a PowerPoint and I'll read through it. You can save this to your computer or print it out. You don't have to fill anything in. So I'm just going to read through it, okay, and I'll make the videos faster. So molecular compounds are formed when a nonmetal bonds with another nonmetal, okay, and this is super important, okay. Remember, our nonmetals are on the right side of our staircase on our periodic table. Okay, here electrons are shared. Okay, they're not transferred. Okay, they don't give electrons and they don't receive electrons. Okay, those are what we call the ionic compounds, which is a metal and a nonmetal. Molecular compounds have the following properties. They may be solids or liquids or gas at room temperature, have lower melting points than ionic compounds, and they don't conduct electricity when melted or in water because they are nonmetals. Some examples, CH4, we call this methane. This is natural gas. CO is carbon monoxide. So this is what comes out when you burn fossil fuels. So like out your tailpipe of your car or your truck or your sled. C12H22O11 is table sugar. CCl4 is dry cleaning fluid, and CH3OH is methanol, which is what we use for our windshield washer fluid. So we're going to talk about some naming. Okay, so remember, a molecular compound is a metal, okay, bonding with a nonmetal. So for example, we have sulfur bonded with oxygen. Okay, and when we're naming this, we're just going to write down the name of the elements first. So I would write down sulfur and oxygen. Okay, we still have to put IDE at the end. So I'm going to change it to IDE. Now, the interesting thing about this, okay, is we need to use a prefix. Okay, so anytime we see a number, okay, we're going to use a prefix for it. Okay, so here are the prefixes for naming. So we have mono, which means one. So that's one of those atoms. Di is 2, tri is 3, tetra is 4, and pent is 5. Okay, so when I look here, I see that there's a little 3 attached to this oxygen. So I'm going to put a prefix here of tri. So tri means 3. Okay, so that means I need to put it and attach it to the oxygen because it has the number attached to it. And we only do this when it is molecular, when we bond two nonmetals. Okay, so I'm going to show you something on your periodic table. Okay, I have on your periodic table at the bottom these prefixes for you. Okay, so you don't have to memorize them. They're there on your periodic table, and you get those during a test, an exam, a quiz, you name it. Okay, so it is on your periodic table. Okay, so we're going to go through a couple of these together. So we're going to start here with the C, and when we look on our periodic table, C stands for carbon, and then we have oxygen. Now we have to change the ending to IDE, and then we have to add the prefix for this number. So we're going to add di, okay, because there's 2 of them. So this is carbon dioxide. The next one has carbon as well. It's oxygen. We have to change the ending to IDE, and we need to do the prefix. So 3 is tri. Okay, we're going on to the next one. S is for sulfur, and we have oxygen again, so we're going to change it to IDE, and the number attached to it is 4, so that's tetra. The next one is phosphorus. Oops, I think I spelled that wrong, but it's okay. Phosphorus, and it's chlorine. Okay, Cl is chlorine. So we got to change that to IDE, and then we have to take a look at the 5, which is pent. Okay, so this is going to be pent chlorine. I'm just going to put in the brackets here an A. Sometimes they want the A there. I'm not going to take a mark off if you're missing that A, but for this one, we're going to add the A here. Now the next one is nitrogen and oxygen. So we're going to change it to IDE. And then we need our prefix, which is a 4. So our 4 is tetra. Now, when I'm looking here at this nitrogen, there's a 2 here, okay? If this number is bigger than 1, you have to put a prefix on it. So this is going to be dinitrogen tetraoxide. Okay, if there's a 1 here or nothing in front of it, which means there's a 1, you don't have to put mono out in front. Okay, only if this number is bigger than 1 do you put the prefix. And we only do this when it's a nonmetal and a nonmetal. Okay, so writing formulas. So this is just exactly what we've done. Okay, so you can take a look at a couple of the different molecular compounds. We have nitrogen monoxide, we have dinitrogen monoxide, okay, and that's laughing gas. Nitrogen dioxide is used to make nitric acid. Dinitrogen trioxide is deep blue liquid. Dinitrogen tetroxide is used in rocket fuel, and dinitrogen pentoxide dissolves in water. Okay, so you can see here, pent, okay, you can see there's no A here. You don't have to put the A if there's an O there, and that's the only difference. I'm not going to take a mark off if you have the A there. So let's take a look here. So we have sulfur trioxide, so we know it's going to be sulfur and oxygen, and then the tri means there's 3, okay? I'm not going to take anything off if you don't make this 3 small, but just remember it's down in the right corner. So when you're writing it on paper, just make sure that you are making it a subscript. Sulfur dioxide, so it'll be S and O, but now the number is 2 because we have di there. So 2. I'm going to change it to a superscript. Next is dinitrogen, so it's going to be a nitrogen with a 2. Which would be tetra, which is 4. So that's going to be O4. I'm just going to make these superscript just so you can see them. Okay. And the next one is phosphorus pentachloride. So I'm going to put phosphorus and chloride, the symbols. And since it's penta, I know it's 5. And then I have carbon monoxide. And mono means 1, so we don't have to put any numbers there. Okay, so that is the end of this lesson. There is a worksheet that I would like you to complete and submit. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Have a good one. Bye-bye.